Hey guys, have you ever sat with that question? How big of a leap should I actually take? Maybe it's about your career. Do you go the conservative route? Maybe you find another role in the same industry. Or do you go bold and build something completely new? Or maybe it's not about work at all. Maybe it's deciding if you should move to a new city or start a relationship or end a relationship or make a big investment for yourself. These are the moments where we all ask the same questions. And it's normally, do I play it safe or do I go bold? What if I get it wrong? And how do I actually make this change without wrecking the other parts of my life that matter most? So, if you have ever wrestled with those questions, then this conversation is for you. All right. So, let's just say that you are in it. You feel the weight of this big decision on your chest. It haunts your thoughts, and you know that you have to make a choice, but you're not quite sure like what that choice or what that change really looks like. So let's start with the question that you're most likely asking once you've actually come to terms with the fact that you have to make a change. And that question is normally some version of, hey, how big of a change do I need to really make here? Or how big of a leap do I really need to take? This, what I've seen, is where logic and intuition normally start fighting. On paper, the conservative choice, it often makes sense. It feels safer, it's familiar. Other people will probably understand it and maybe even applaud it. The bold choice feels scary, totally unknown, and potentially like this big upheaval as you know it to your life. So, which do you choose? Well, before you even decide on the size of the leap, I would invite you to take a reflective step to get to the root cause of what has brought you to this crossroads in the first place. Because if you don't, you risk ending up right back here later. It's like leaving one job that you hate only to land in another job that drains you just as much. Or ending one relationship only to find yourself with the same type of person who isn't aligned with you. So, if we don't get to the root, we're just repeating the cycle in a new setting because we're solving for the wrong problem. So, what's underneath these like stirrings for you? Is it, maybe you get specific and you're like, hey, you recognize maybe you need more money, or maybe you need more time freedom, or maybe you need more alignment to purpose, more joy. Like, do you even know what's really, truly missing? Because that's where this like deep inner work is required. That's where this comes in, just being able to pull back those layers and being radically honest with yourself so that these like cracks of clarity and of light can start coming in. So I refer to this process as kicking up dust. Some of the folks who've worked with me are probably smiling ear to ear right now. It's where, so I would just suggest to you, like, where in your life do you need to kick up some dust to stir up the pot a little, to get out of the normal routine so that you can start to see these glimpses of clarity, kick up some new thoughts or emotions or experiences. And then you're going to watch and pay attention to how that makes you feel, or if there's a higher attraction to one thing than another. So you're kicking up dust, you're kicking up and creating space for clarity, and so that you can really get to that root cause. When you know the why behind your unrest, you'll know more clearly the degree of change that's really required. And sometimes the conservative choice really is the right one. And sometimes the craziest, boldest move on the planet is what's going to serve you best. I really have not seen in all the conversations that I've had around this topic and all of my clients, like, it's not that one is right or wrong. Both can absolutely be the right answer if it's aligned to your root cause and if it's taking steps in the right direction. So maybe the real question isn't like, how big of a leap should I take? But perhaps the reframed question is, what change would really address the root cause here? Because once you know what's truly missing, like whether it is time or space or money or purpose or communication or joy, etc., you can then start to see if that conservative step is going to meet that need, or maybe that total upheaval, bold leap is required. Both degrees of change can absolutely serve you well. It's just a matter of what is actually going to bring you closer to the life that you're craving and how you ultimately feel about that choice. Because if you think that the conservative option, like if you think about it, and you still have this feeling in your body that that really wouldn't change the thing you know you're craving, well, then the bold option is potentially asking you to take that leap with a little more faith. Number two, the question that normally then follows that is like, what if I get it all wrong? We all fear this. What if I leave one job and I land in the same kind of mess elsewhere? What if I leave a relationship and I regret it? What if I move cities and I feel lonelier than before? Well, even if you make a choice that isn't your forever choice, it isn't wasted. Every move teaches. Every step reveals something new. I had to face this head on when I left my corporate job. I worried about failing. I worried about succeeding. I even worried about things around my identity. Like if I didn't have a title or wasn't a paycheck anymore, like who was I? And here's what shifted everything is that instead of trying to silence that fear, really, honestly, truly, let's be very real here. A silence, I couldn't have even ignored that fear if I tried. All right. So I just faced it. I journaled through it. I prayed through it. I asked myself, what is the worst thing that could happen? And also, what is the best thing that could happen? And that question, I have seen it. It works anywhere, about a job, about a move, about investments, about starting a new dream, whatever it is. Because when you put both the worst and the best actually on paper, you're facing it. You're visually facing it for yourself. Fear kind of has this way of getting a little smaller. It takes a little bit of that, not the unknown necessarily, maybe even the predictability of it. It just gets smaller. The third big question is this: how do I make this change without it wrecking the other parts of my life that matter most? Because we all know that any change, it ripples into other parts of our life. So if your 8 to 5 drains you, you bring that home to your family. If you make a bold leap in your business, it's going to test your faith. If you start a new chapter in life, I don't know, maybe it impacts your relationships. The tension is real. So the reframe that I just want to invite you into is that a healthy change should fuel your life, not rob you of it. So whether you're considering a new role, a move, a sabbatical, or even something as, I don't know, simple as taking on a new project, whatever it may be for you, just ask yourself, what would alignment look like in this season? Not forever, just right now. And maybe alignment looks like a bridge role that gives your space, like gives your family a little bit more space and time. Maybe alignment looks like setting a date to finally launch the thing that you've been dreaming about. Or maybe alignment looks like just pressing pause and creating space and letting clarity rise. Alignment isn't about this perfect balance. I believe that it's more about this like authentic integrity, that your choices line up with your values, with your faith, and your purpose for all the parts of your life. So, the unjuggle summary of the day is that if you're standing at a crossroads of any kind, whether it's your career, your family, your faith, a next personal chapter, and you're asking yourself those three questions: how big of a leap should I take? What if I get it wrong? And basically, how do I balance it all? Let this be a reminder that you don't need an entire plan today. You just need the courage to take the next right step. That the leap doesn't have to be the biggest, boldest, scariest move of your life. It just has to be aligned. And when it is, I truly believe that you will know. So take a breath, okay? Get curious. Try things on, play a little bit. We talk about a lot of play here on this podcast. And just remember that whisper in your heart, it is not random. It is guiding you somewhere for you, meant for you, on purpose, in purpose, through purpose, with purpose, okay? It's guiding you somewhere good, somewhere meant for you. And if you're still wondering, like, how to keep making space for this whisper, because that's a real thing. It took me a year and a half to do it. How to actually go from saying, okay, I feel called, to actually being able to take that leap. I did create a brand new YouTube video series. It's called The Call. It's literally the same frameworks that I followed and I took myself through over the course of 18 months. But what I've done is I've condensed it and I put it into 4 10-minute videos for you. So go check it out. Go see exactly how you too can take real action steps towards alignment to that life that you're wanting. And until next time, if you liked this podcast, please be sure to leave a 5-star review and just share it with a friend. It really does help the reach of this message to get to more people so that they can change their lives too, so that they can take this moment to just reflect on what they really need. Your review could start the ripple effect of joy for someone else who ends up hearing this message too. So they'll appreciate you, and I appreciate you. All right, until next time. Bye. Hey, thanks for listening to today's episode. It means the world to me that you're here to ride in the struggle bus with me and that you're willing to consider different perspectives, tools, and techniques that just might provide a little bit of relief and get you one step closer to the abundance that is available and waiting for us all. I hope you take a moment to grant yourself some grace where you've been denying it, some love where you didn't realize maybe it was right in front of you, and some faith where you thought all was lost. If this episode had an impact on you, would you please share a comment with a review? I'd love to hear what landed for you, and it helps us get the word out to our fellow struggle bus riders. So please review what was impactful for you. Just know these episodes are a pure labor of love in a space where I'm growing alongside you. I'm evolving every day, and I look forward to all the ways and the things and the perspectives and opinions and choices that will change over the course of time in my own life, day to day. Until next time, just know that you are loved, you are divinely cared for, and in the struggle, the journey of this life really is beautiful. I'm glad that we're in it together. Cheers.